The final kind of TED talk, we're going to get Claude to come up. Many of you met Claude yesterday, last evening. Claude's from the States, from Texas. And he's just going to talk very briefly around the whole idea of vision and how that is something that can challenge us both personally and as a church. Claude, why don't you come up? Can you give Claude a round of applause?
Thank you, Mark.
Claude began as a child prodigy and has been in the ministry for about 50-odd years. So
50 years.
50
yes.
years.
Child prodigy.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you,
over
Mark.
Over to you. Over to you.
Thank you. It's great to be with you and great to see you. It's always a joy to be here. My wife and I, we love the UK, and we think that London is a city that is unrivaled any place we've been. We've not been every place, but we've been a lot of places. And we love London and the UK. On the way up, my wife was talking to the taxi driver about what is in Yorkshire. And she's about ready to go to York so we could walk around the wall, you know, just because there's so much fascination and history here. But we not only believe that there is a history here, we also believe that there is significant future birth out of here. And what I mean by that is that I am convinced, and have been for a number of years, that one of the key places that from which the gospel can spring and have impact literally around the globe is from the UK. We were just talking about here in this church, you have 20 some odd different nations represented here in the church, and we see that is a type of what is in the entire UK. And so it gives unique opportunity to engage cross-culturally and across country and talk with each other and learn from one another. And then from here, I believe also that the gospel can spread and reach into the furthest parts of the world. My task for the next few moments is to speak about vision. We are very familiar with the power of vision because it's displayed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 18, a verse that all of us are familiar with. But it does speak of the power of vision because it says, whether you talk about an oracle, a prophetic word, which oracles and prophetic words speak to the future and the situation as it is, but the situation as it can be. When you listen to what the writer said, he says, where there is no vision, where there is no prophetic word, where there's no focus in what must be, the people cast off restraints, implying in the reversal that when there is vision, when there is an oracle, when there is a prophetic word, when there is a look into the future of what can and must be, there is a unifying factor that occurs there that is greater than strategy. So vision is critical. And if you read modern day leadership and corporate world and movements and charities and churches, what you'll see is that there is an emphasis upon vision. Vision basically speaks to what can and what must be, what I believe can be, what I anticipate can be, what I see can be. It is not just an existential, subjective thing. For us, it is something that has a biblical basis to it. There is precedence to it, and there's a uniqueness to it. The vision is tied to mission, and I'm going to make a distinction here briefly. Mission speaks to purpose. Mission speaks to purpose. And all of us who are in kingdom enterprise have a common purpose. All of us have a common purpose. So mission speaks to purpose. Vision speaks to picture. That's the reason it's called vision. It speaks to picture. It is what it looks like when purpose is being accomplished under certain leadership in certain context. Daniel and Jeremiah basically spoke to the same issues and about the same purposes of the fall and the restoration of Israel. Jeremiah spoke of it from a potter's perspective. Ezekiel spoke of it from the dead bones perspective. Both were viewing something that had been taken down and brought back up. But they spoke of it from two different picture perspectives. And so when we speak of vision, we're talking about something that is very powerful, but that is picture. It is picture. And when you read the book of Habakkuk, you hear God saying to Habakkuk, you take the vision and you write it down. In other words, what you see has to be translated into something others can read or hear and see. It is a message. It is a message that is metaphorically picturesque. It is a message that you can communicate. One of the great leaders in America said one time, be careful and phrase how you want to say what you say, because how you say what you say is as important as what you say. And so when it comes to vision, you're really talking about formulating through words a picture that others can see, feel, hear, and own. That's vision. That's vision. Frank Luntz, who was studied here at Oxford in just the power and the usage of words. He's in etymology. And he wrote a book in words, it's entitled Words That Work. And he said, it's not what you say that matters, it's what they hear that matters. And so when it comes to vision, you really are structuring something that people can hear, and through the process of hearing, they can see. But you can also formulate it in words that can be put down on paper. A vision. God said to Habakkuk, write the vision down, make it clear so everybody can get it. So when we talk about vision, we're talking about that. And I have to just mention, vision is contextual. It is contextual. And it originates with God, but it comes to us and through us. And particularly when it comes to the matter of leadership, as leaders, you have a vision that you rally people to. Now, with that said, how do I catch a vision? How do I get a vision? So I'm going to give you 4 simple statements on how that the vision comes to you. First, there is an initiative. There's an initiative. Something happens, and it's a God act. It's a God act in some way. If you're Nehemiah, it's the message, it's your concern about Jerusalem and how the people are faring there, and you get a message from someone about it's not going so well. Matter of fact, it's going terribly. And so that spoke to him. That spoke to him. If you're Ezekiel, God intervenes and says, let me take you by the hand. I want to show you something. So the origination of the vision is from God. And it is an initiative that comes to you, and in openness, we're open, and in our openness, we're ready to receive the vision. The vision may be embryonic, not complete, but it comes from God to someone, to you, to me. So there's the vision, there's the initiative, but there's not only the initiative that comes from God, there's the collaborative with others. God puts something, but we say, okay, I want some collaboration. It's not an announcement to the congregation. The collaboration is with a few. You remember Nehemiah said, I took a few with me. I didn't tell any of the officials. I didn't make any public announcement. I told no one what was in my heart. I just took a few people with me to look the situation over, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to collaborate about it. And so the vision is developed through a collaboration. In other words, you have an embryonic picture. I feel it. I sense it. It's not clear. Let me talk to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Let's sit around a table and let me talk to you from my heart. Let me share my heart with you. I don't want it to be just a dream. I want it to be a vision. Martin Luther King Jr. said, dreamers live with their eyes closed. Visionaries live with their eyes wide open. I want to be a visionary. I want to see. And I want to share with you so you could help me. So there's the collaborative. And in that collaboration, there's an evaluation. There's an evaluation. If you can't evaluate it, you can't do it. Evaluation is an essential element in the formulation of a vision. I mean, vision is a big, big deal. I read about 30 or 40 major corporations and their mission statements and their vision statements. And I understand corporations they really work hard at mission statements because they're not the same. They're not all doing the same thing. But for us, our mission statements just need to be a reflection directly of Matthew 28. It needs to be pretty settled. It doesn't need to be so creative necessarily. If you can, it's great. But when it comes to the vision statement, you're moving into another arena. It's another arena. I'm over here and you're over there. We have the same major task. But how I go about it, it's the reason you cannot clone one person's approach and make it your own. Learn from, yes. Replicate to the detail, no, because vision. And so you do the evaluation of where your collaboration has taken you, and then you back off. You back off. And then you move to the final part of this. You clarify. You clarify the initiative, the collaborative, the evaluative, and then the clarification. And at the clarification, you're not at the finished product. You're just clarified sufficiently to be able to speak in a broader context. So take those 4 with the power of vision, work on it, and give yourself to fulfilling it. It may take you a lifetime, but what a great journey that will be.